to tell me why a picture walk and why the cover and title are important. Think about this as you come to the rock. Who's ready? I love how he gives so quickly and silently. So who can tell me why a picture walk might be important? How many help you understand the story? Shashim?
A picture walk is important because as you take the picture walk, you can know what's in the story by looking at the picture.
By looking at the illustrations, very good. But what about the title of a text? Why is the title important? Ariana?
The title's important so you can know what you're reading and then you can like see what it's about.
See what it's about. And sometimes the title gives us information about the characters or the events. Like this title says Wilma Unlimited. And we had said that the word unlimited means no limits. So this is the story about Wilma who has no limits. Which is interesting because last time we read that she had been stricken with polio. So that was a limit for her. But the story is called Wilma Unlimited. So we're going to find out how she beats that limit. So anything else we should know about the title, cover, illustrations? Claire?
When you take a picture walk, it shows you what the story is about and it gives you better predictions of what's going to happen.
I can use the information to predict what's going to happen. So if I take a look through these pictures, I can see Wilma beginning to walk and run. And then we have this scene where Wilma is very ill. But then we have something else that's very interesting. The family in the car going to see the doctor. Excellent listening, everybody. It looks so amazing. And Wilma watching other children play. Why can't Wilma play? Clayton.
Because her leg is hurt.
So let's use a complete sentence. Wilma can't play.
Wilma can't play because she got hurt.
Right, we were calling that information from last time. Her leg got hurt. So here she is again with her brace, covering her leg, watching the children play. And then we have this picture. You take a look at this illustration. What do you notice she's doing with the brace? Sandra? She's taking it off. I wonder why she would do that. To answer that question, I'm going to read. And as I read, I'm going to think about my red flag moments. Does anyone remember what a red flag moment is as you're reading? Ariana?
It's when you don't understand what you're reading.
Right, I don't understand something. I'm listening to my thinking voice, and as I read, it says, wait a minute, I don't understand this idea, or this word, or this sentence. So I'm going to be showing you my red flag moments and how I fix them, what my solution is. So let's pick up where we left off. With Wilma going to see the doctor. Wilma kept moving any way she could. By hopping on one foot, she could get herself around the house, to the outhouse in the backyard, and even on Sundays to church. Wilma's mother urged her on. Mrs. Rudolph had plenty to do. Cooking, cleaning, sewing patterned flour sacks into clothes for her children. That's interesting that she would sew flour sacks. What can you guess about her family if Mom is using flour sacks to make clothes? What can you even guess or infer, Sandra? They might not have a lot of money, right? And we already learned that it was difficult for them to see the doctor, so this information tells us they don't have a lot of money. And yet every week, she and Wilma took the bus to the nearest hospital that would treat black patients, some 50 miles away. They rode together in the back, the only place blacks were allowed to sit. Doctors and nurses at the hospital helped Wilma to do exercises to make her legs stronger. At home, Wilma practiced them constantly, even when it hurt. I'm not sure what this word constantly means. I wrote that down on my sticky. I'm going to see if I can reread that sentence and figure out what constantly means. So Wilma practiced them constantly, even when it hurt. So if she's doing it when she's hurting, she must be doing it a lot. So constantly must mean something like doing it a lot. To Wilma, thank you. To Wilma, what mattered most was that the local school wouldn't let her attend because she couldn't walk. Wow, my thinking voice is saying that's really harsh, to not let her have an education just because she can't walk. tearful and lonely. She watched her brothers and sisters run off to school each day. Finally, tired of crying all the time, Wilma decided she had to fight back. Somehow. So my question for you is, how is she going to fight back? Do you think Wilma's literally going to go start a fight?
No.
What do you think she might do? Alan?
I think she might
Good tracking.
run on her legs to school one day.
So she might go to school one day anyway?
Yeah.
What else might she do? Ariana?
I think she might go out to school and then try to let them get into the school because she can still learn even though she can't walk.
She might argue her way into school. She might fight back that way. She might fight back another way. I think maybe she might do her leg exercises a lot, constantly, even though it hurts. And maybe her leg will get better. Claire, do you agree with me?
I disagree with Miss Hall that partly because when we saw her in the picture walk, her taking her thing off.
A brace?
Yeah, that might be what she did.
So the picture walk helped us to predict what might happen. Wilma worked so hard at her exercises that the doctors decided she was ready for a heavy steel brace. So a brace is a piece of metal that's meant to support something, like a body part that can't move. Yes, ma'am?
I think she's gonna be afraid to land on her leg, and I think that she's gonna like it because she's walking and she's getting it's making her leg more stronger.
Okay, so she might practice a lot and that might help her to walk. Yes, Devante?
This reminds me of a movie I watched.
Which movie?
It's where a movie where this old guy, he used to mop in like a place and his leg couldn't work because he used to be a boxer, right? Like his knee. And he used to use a bucket so his knee could get better. And then he said he wanted to be a boxer again. And then he did.
So how does that remind you of Wilma?
Because her leg was hurt and his leg was hurt, but in different parts.
Okay. So what can we predict from Devante's example? Clayton?
We can predict they're almost the same, except he's a boxer and she likes to play a lot.
Right, but he got better. So I'm thinking that maybe Wilma will get better too, based on her exercises. With the brace supporting her leg, Wilma didn't have to hop anymore. School was possible at last. Wow. But school wasn't the happy place she had imagined. Ooh, there's that word, happy. School wasn't the joyful world she had imagined. Why do you think? Let's think about this. Based on our own experience, why might school not be so fun for someone with a big brace? Koichi.
She can walk, but she can't run and play basketball, soccer, or other sports.
So looking at the illustration, she can't play those sports. She's still watching. But let's think about the other children. What do we know about people who are different and how we treat people who are different sometimes? Clayton?
Not fairly.
Barely. So what can we guess?
They're not treated fairly.
Who's not treated fairly? Feel free to help out if anybody knows. Who might be treated unfairly? Jameer? Because?
Well, because she has her and she has a giant brace.
Right, she has a giant brace and make her look very different. Her classmates made fun of her brace. During playground games, she could only sit on the sidelines, twitchy with impatience. She studied the other kids for hours, memorizing their moves, watching the ball zoom through the rim of the basket they used as a hoop. Wilma fought the sadness by doing more leg exercises. Wow. How is Wilma showing self-control right now? Sandra? Listen loud and proud.
She's getting
getting twitchy with impatience. Is that how she's losing self-control? I disagree. I think there's a different way. Savannah?
Maybe she's depressed because people are making fun of her leg, and she wants to take
The brace?
off of her leg so people will stop making fun of her.
But let me reread, because I'm a bit confused. I know that she's showing self-control here, but I'm not sure where. Let's see. School wasn't the happy place she'd imagined. Her classmates made fun of her. During the playground, she could only sit on the sidelines, and it says she fought the sadness by doing more leg exercises. Does the author mention anything here about Wilma getting violent? No. So how does Wilma show self-control when the kids are making fun of her? I want to see 3 more hands. Alan.
I think she's showing self-control because she's not going over there and stopping them from playing the games that they're playing.
So she chooses to work harder instead, which is our example of hard work for our reach values. She's working hard. Her family always cheered her on, and Wilma did everything she could to keep them from worrying about her. At times, her leg really did seem to be getting better. Other times, it just hurt. Yes, Junior?
I agree with Savannah because people are bullying her and making fun of the brace on her leg.
So it seems natural that she'd want to take it off, right? On Sunday, on her way to church, Wilma felt especially good. What's a better word than good? How might she be feeling? Amari? Ecstatic? Why would she be feeling ecstatic? Yes, I'm tracking her. Let's help her out. Why might Wilma be feeling a positive feeling? Zaina? Louder. What has Wilma been doing with her life? Damien? Right, she's been exercising. So she might feel excited or joyful because she's working hard and she might be feeling better. She and her family had always found strength in their faith, and church was Wilma's favorite place in the world. Everyone she knew would be there, talking and laughing, praying and singing. It would be just the place to try the bravest thing she had ever done. Ooh, my thinking voice is saying the bravest thing she has ever done. I wonder what that will be. She hung back while people filled the old building. Standing alone, the sound of hymns coloring the air, she unbuckled her heavy brace and set it by the church's front door. So she took her brace off. That's pretty powerful. I wonder what will happen. Do you think she'll be able to walk without the brace? Ariana, what do you think?
Well, I think she won't probably be able to go up the stairs.
Yeah, that seems sort of like a silly idea almost. Taking a deep breath, she moved one foot in front of the other, her knees trembling violently. Oh, my thinking voice is saying her knees are trembling violently because she's probably a little bit terrified. Yes, Malachi?
I think that she's going to try to stay strong and try to go up the stairs and try to make her leg feel better so it can heal up.
Why would she do that?
So then her leg won't hurt anymore and then she won't have any problems.
Devontae?
I think that when she was practicing like exercise, it was kind of like running. So I think that when we took the picture walk on the author page, I think that she's gonna run faster than she thought, and then she might join the racing team, and then at the end of the story she's gonna win.
Because on the cover we see a picture of her racing. Taking a deep breath, she moved one foot in front of the other, her knees trembling violently. She took her mind off her knees by concentrating on taking another breath and then another. And here we have a picture, and I want to ask you something. In every other picture in this text, we've had words. But here we have a moment where there are no words. What's going on in here? in this scene? I want to see 2 more hands. Joshine, what is she doing?
She's walking.
Wilma is walking. And why do you think the author chose not to put any words on this page? Alan?
So you can see everything that the author drew, or the illustrator drew.
I disagree because you could fit that on 1 page. Why this moment here? Zaina?
Because it shows when she's walking and how and why is she walking and how is she walking.
It's a very powerful moment in the text. Wilma finally overcomes her limit and she's walking. She takes off her brace and she walks. So we have to stop here for today. But I want us to think about our questions of self-control. So Wilma showed self-control by fighting back the right way. How did she fight back when she was not able to walk? I'm waiting for 2 more hands. One more.
By taking off her brace.
She showed self-control by taking off her brace. I'm not sure I agree with that. What do you mean by that? Do you think Wilma showed self-control by taking off her brace? Branson?
She showed self-control.
Louder.
She showed self-control by being brave and don't try not to feel the pain.
Being brave and trying not to feel the pain. She worked through the pain. Very good. Claire?
She didn't go like, when she did it, she didn't go like, okay, that's it, I'm going to take my brace out and just like take it off fast.
She didn't do it impatiently. She didn't just rip it off one day. She did it after she worked hard to build her own strength. Jameer?
She didn't like take it off and say I hate it and then throw it on the floor.
Right. It wasn't a moment of being disrespectful or being furious. It was a moment of self-control because she had worked for that. Right? Do you agree, Clayton?
I agree. But when she took off the thing, she didn't like
Brace.
throw it down or break it or anything like that. She's standing brave and she tried to work through the pain, like prevent the pain, and then just go through it.
So those are many ways that she showed self-control in this text. Does anybody have any other questions? Jameer?
She was courageous to take off it and start practicing walking.
That's a good word, courageous. She showed courage when she did that. So, before we go back to our seats, I want you to think about what you predict based on the cover. What do you think will happen at the end of the story? Oh, lots more hands. I love it. Taina, what do you predict?
I predict that she is
Louder.
I predict that she is going to
Do you want us to come back? What do you predict? Sarah?
I predict that she's gonna when she gets older, her legs gonna be better and better and so then she'll and when it gets better and better she'll be faster and faster so then she'll do and then she'll win.
So she'll join this running race and then she'll win. Is she's just gonna magically get faster? Damien?
No, because she's been practicing for her legs to get better.
She's been working hard, so we predict she'll continue to work hard to make her leg even better. One last thought, Noni?
I have a question.
Yes.
How did she hurt?
That's a great question. Let me go back and just very quickly show you in the text. When Wilma turned 5, she got sicker than ever. During that sickness, Wilma's left leg twisted inward and she couldn't move it back. that's how she hurt her leg. Okay? We need to go back to our seats. We will continue this discussion tomorrow.